Think we got it. Yep, here we go. So all I needed to do was restart it. Thank you, baby. I love you. You want to say hi to the people? Come here and say hi to the people. Hey. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Gina. Hey, everybody. Oh, this has been horrible. My husband fixed it. I didn't understand what was happening. I was supposed to be live an hour ago. And then finally, I'm like, babe, come and see what's going on with this Mac. And he said, restart it. Hey, Monique, he said, restart it. And here we go, restart it. Now everything is working magically. The power of the man and not being afraid to ask, like, hey, save me. I got to do a live. An hour ago, I was supposed to do a live. So let me connect my Instagram crew and we get ready to do this. Tonight, we're going to date without losing our dignity. Hey. So, excuse me. So just in case you don't know who I am, hey, Nisha New. So just in case you don't know who I am the world's most beloved plus size love Doyenne and matchmaker. And I help amazing, beautiful women all over the world. It feels so good to work with people all over the world, all these different cultures, belief systems, but I get to work with women all over the world, helping them. The ultimate thing is become a wife, but before becoming a wife, we have to end your dating dry spell. We have to end those bad dating habits, and we have to learn how to call in the one, that person that matches your soul and matches where you're going in your future. So I get to help women all over the world do that. And my track record is the devoted women who are devoted to themselves and devoted to what I call the bliss code. They get to, they manifest within 6 months to a year. They manifest within 6 months to a year. So, hey, Cathy Atkins. Hey, Gary. So I'm happy that I get to do this life work in demystifying why it's so challenging finding the one for you. And a lot of women, they either come to me, they've never been married and they're very successful, or they come to me and they've been divorced and they're trying to date, but it's not going right. And they don't want to make the same mistakes that they've made before. So they seek me out to help them not make those same mistakes. Hey, Pat Rock. Hey, Zyla. So they don't want to make those same mistakes. So I'm here as that wisdom, because what I believe is, you know, love is one of those areas that tend to make women feel very insecure when it's not going right. And when you're insecure in your love area of your life, in your heart area of your life, it throws everything else off. It makes your personality somewhat awkward. And what I call that awkward personality, it's that thing where you're either very defensive all the time and you're very uptight and you take a lot of things personal, and it's hard to befriend you because you're uptight. Or you're the opposite woman when you're not having good things going on in your love situation, where you're the opposite, where you're constantly trying to prove that you are a good person, that you're a good woman, and you're always giving to a fault. And people don't know how to reciprocate that love back to you. So that's what I find is the most damaging with the women that I work with. Either you become uptight and mean, a mean girl, or you become the woman that you give to a fault. And both of those situations leave you in a dating situation with losing your dignity. Yes, because either you're labeled the bitch word, you know, and you're not that. It's just that thing, that area of your heart is so sensitive, and you have it, and you're coping the best way you know how. You're coping the best way you know how. So you're not a bitch, but you're learning, you're trying to cope. And the way to cope is to keep that hard exterior and let nothing or no one in. And so, or you're that other woman where you give to a fault. You chase and you give. You want people to love you. You want people to recognize you. You don't want to be invisible. You don't want to seem that you're invaluable. So you overdo everything. And what I find in working with those two types of women is that they don't date with dignity. They don't date with dignity. And how I got into doing this is I was the woman that was the giver. I wasn't never the bitch girl. I was the one that gave to a fault. I was the one that really wanted you to like me. Let's see who we have joining us. We have Teresa, we have Luciana, we have Nicole, we have Kimberly, Sandra, Tiffany, and Nina. Thank you all for joining Date Night Live tonight. Thank you so much. And you know, I'm going to throw in something special because I am an hour late because this whole computer system was down. I'm going to answer questions tonight. I want to answer questions tonight. So if you have questions, you put them there and I'm going to answer. I usually don't answer questions because I reserve the right to answer questions for my club members, the women who are in the Make Me a Wife Club, or for my private matchmaking clients. So, but tonight, because I need to tell you, I'm sorry for being an hour late. Hey, Candace, welcome. I want to answer questions tonight, but so we're going to date with dignity tonight. That's what we're going to talk about. So I was talking about the two different types of women who, you know, you're either what we call that bitch-like woman. You have that hard exterior and, you know, everything, you're very uptight about everything. And now here's the thing. The women don't even always know that that's how they're showing up. So one of the things that I've been teaching the women in the Make Me a Wife a Club is, Make Me a Wife the Club, I'm sorry, is finding out how you're showing up to the other person, to the date. How are you showing up? And there are specific ways that you can ask questions so you can find out how you're showing up. But are you showing up as the bitch-like woman that's just really, really like hard to read and she's not going to let down and she's going to prove to him that she's strong and she got it going on? Or are you showing up as that one that's so happy to have a date? I mean, I was that person. Say yes if you've ever been that person that you were just either or. You were the person that was just happy to have a date and just praying that he would call you. He would pray, please call me. He said he would call me at 7 o'clock, 6:59. You start, Tiffany Moore said, I know I show up as the bitch, laugh out loud, but I'm sweet as pie. Okay, Tiffany, I'm going to deal with you, girl. Yes, Tiffany. So you thank you for revealing that. That's so awesome. Yes, you either show up as that bitch or you show up as the needy girl like I was. Please, please love me. Please love me. And so the problem with that is both sides are very difficult to deal with. It's very emotionally draining for men. Men don't like to be emotionally drained when they're in a dating situation. Yes, they like to be challenged, but they don't want to be drained. And both ends of that spectrum drain men. It drains them and it makes them hard to want to commit to you. And it looks like this. Let me tell you what this looks like. It looks like 1 minute he's giving you what you feel like you want. And the minute you feel good about it, then he disappears. Or, you know, he's talking about he's so busy and he can't take you out because Nettie said, I think I'm the hard to read one. Okay, all right. Or he's delaying taking you out. He's delaying it. It looks like that. It looks like every time it seems like it's going right, then he backs up and then he tells you he needs a little time. Or you don't even get that far. He just doesn't even call back. He doesn't even really, text you or anything. So that's what that looks like. And the other thing, hey, Tristan, thank you for joining. And the other thing that looks like is you get the men who are very intimidated. There are some men who are intimidated. And so when they're intimidated and they're not sure how to read you, what they'll do is throw the bait out. So write this down. This is the step number 1 we're going to talk about with dating with dignity. This is what I know for sure that's going on. I haven't told my husband, but I've been doing a little secret spying on these dating sites and getting a feel for what's happening out here. And I'm seeing the real deal. And I want to share this with you guys so that you can leave with your dignity. Yes. And you can shape your personality or your emotions around what you really, really want. So the first thing that I'm seeing that's happening is when men are testing you or they're not really, really serious about you and they can't read you, they're doing this thing where they'll throw out their phone number and say, text me. And then if you're the hard exterior woman, you'll say, yeah, I'll text him when I get ready, but you end up texting him. If you're the soft woman, you'll end up texting him and wondering and being upset that when can we talk on the phone? When can we talk on the phone? Hey, Summer. Yes. So the hard exterior woman said, yeah, I'll text you when I get ready. And then the soft woman has said, or what I don't want to say soft, but the one that's a pleaser, she'll start texting right away and trying to take it to the next level and saying like, okay, when are we going to talk on the phone and when are you going to take me out? So both of those, right? You end up losing something. Why? You lose something because even though the girl with the hard exterior, hey, Reese's Pieces, hey, Rome, why? Even though the girl with the hard exterior says, I'll text him when I get ready, I'll wait a day or two and then I'm texting, let me tell you, you both have lost the game already. Why? Because they can tell that by you even taking their number and taking charge, you've already taken the, you've already taken the reins away from him as a man. You've already taken the reins away from him as a man. So write this down. I'm giving you some goodies because usually I only reveal these types of things inside the Make Me a Wife Club. But if you take his number and you start text, I don't care if it's 2 days later, a week later, a month later, if you text him, you have already lost. And if you are that woman that was like me, that I would text right away like, hey, it's me, it's Key. They already know what they're dealing with. They already know what they're dealing with. So number 1, dating with dignity. You do not take their number. You do not take their number and start texting. If you feel like you want to talk to him, you offer your number. And the script for this is another bonus goodie that I only give to the Make Me a Wife Club. I love a man who takes charge. I would feel so much better if you called me when you're ready. Write that down. I love a man who takes charge. And I would feel so much better if you called me when you're ready. So now, what did you just do? You just set a standard. You said, number 1, I'm not texting you, because what sense does it make? And this is for people who are doing the online dating first, okay? What sense does it make to be texting on the platform and then text on the phone? What the freak is the difference? we might as well stay on the platform. I don't even need to talk to you on the phone if we're going to be texting. So the next level is that you have to guide them to is the phone call. But you would feel so much better. You love a man who takes charge. And you would feel so much better if he called you when he's ready. So now, not only did you charge him to be a man and to pursue you, but the second thing that you did is you set a standard that says, no, we're not going from this platform to another platform to continue to text. If we're going to take it off this platform, we're going to talk. Okay? Now, here's where the rubber meets the road. When we don't do it that way, I'll read it in a second, Gary. When we don't do it that way, we already lost dignity with them, and they kind of know how to play us. Okay? They know how to play us. So when you do it that way, you set a precedence about who you are as a woman, and you set a precedence that I don't care if you call me or you don't call me, because I'm giving you the option to call me when you're ready. So that means if you call me, wonderful. If you don't call me, I'm still going to keep living. But what we do is we secretly be like, okay, he gave me his phone number. I'm going to text him. And we get so excited. And then guess what? All that excited energy comes up. And when that excited energy comes up, he says, this is an easy one. This is a desperate one. This is one that don't have nothing going on. She don't have no other dudes in her life. Oh, yeah, this is going to be fun. This is going to be good. But when you take the time and you set the precedence, he's got to sit back and think and be like, she just challenged me. Do I like her enough to go ahead and take her number and call her? So now you set a good thing. Now you're going to know out the gate what kind of guy you're dealing with. But when we jump and we do, like when he throws that phone number out and we start texting, we don't get a good gauge of what we're working with. So what I'm trying to teach you is how to set it up so that you can eliminate getting the guys that want to do whatever they want to do, right? Because when you're a strong woman, Healthy Beauty Betty said, preach. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because when you're a strong woman is not about holding her heart hostage. That's not a strong woman. That's not an indication of a strong woman. A strong woman is not about you raising your kids by yourself and doing okay. That's not an indication of a strong woman. A strong woman is not someone who has all this education and masters and all of that stuff. See, I had all of that, but I still got my heart kicked. My heart kicked in and flip-flopped through my belly and spit it out over and over again because I wasn't being strong in the right area. You have to use strong, which means wisdom. You have to use wisdom in this dating thing. When we don't use wisdom and we're caught up with our needs that have not been met, we're caught up with our wants, what we want. We want a man so bad that we lose ourselves. When we do that, guess what? We lose every single time. But in the Make Me a Wife, the club, what I teach my ladies is how to rise to be the creme de la creme of all these women out here. I teach them to be like, for you biblical people, how to be like Queen Esther. How did Queen Esther, a woman who was not of that origin, who was an orphan, who had things going on with her own personal life, how in the world did she get in the race to become queen and win? Because she was the creme de la creme for some reason, because she was led with wisdom. And so when we're dating, we're being ordinary, we're being mediocre. So where is the strong woman when you're dating? For some reason, she goes out the window. So, and then because we're not getting our way and the men are not responding the way we need them to respond, we turn into the bitch, or we turn even more needy. We become love addicted. So my challenge to you is today, figure out, number one, which one are you? Are you the bitch? Are you the needy one? Which one are you? And what I want you to do is make a list of what you feel your weaknesses are when it comes to dating. Because if you don't know who you are when you're showing up at the table for dating, they're going to figure it out and they're going to use it against you. But I teach my women to be wise so that nothing is being used, and they are being able to excuse someone before they're excused and their heart is all in it, and then they turn into more of a bitch and stop believing in love, or turn into a more of a needy person and end up, you know, thinking about suicide like I was because I couldn't get the love thing together. But you got to lead with wisdom. And what is wisdom? Wisdom is oftentimes doing the opposite of what you would normally do. Yes, I like that. Who's that? Frasinia? I hope I'm saying you're right. Frasinia Horse. Yes, use wisdom with your heart. Use wisdom. You have to use wisdom. If your knee-jerk reaction is, I'll give you another example. There's another woman who, she came to the club. I don't know if she's on or not, but I'm not saying her name, but she came to the club and she was saying, you know, she didn't know whether to let this guy go or not because he was a good guy and he would be nice and then he would disappear. And then it looks like she spent so much time with him and it looks like he's changing and maybe he's afraid of love and she's trying to give him time, but she didn't know if she should let him go or not. That's not wisdom. We do not get ourselves wrapped up in the hope of what we think can happen in a relationship. We don't get ourselves wrapped up in the hope. We get ourselves wrapped up in what is. I put out a post, or maybe I'm going to put out a post. I don't know if I have or not. But I say we don't get excited because someone tells us they love us. We don't get excited about words. Talk is cheap. We get excited when he can consistently demonstrate how much he loves us and that he's devoted. That's when you get excited. You're looking at his devotion, not what he's saying. And that's where we're going wrong so many times. I know, especially because one of my love language, my premier love language is words of affirmation. If you could, and I literally mean this, you could slap me in the face, but if you say I love you, I forgot about the slap. I forgot about the slap because you told me you loved me. But I had to learn that love is not about what somebody is saying. It's about what they're doing. And is what they're doing okay with my soul? Is it okay with my soul? So the next thing I want you to know with dating with dignity, let me just give you the steps just in case you missed it. Number one, make a list of your weaknesses so you know what it is that you're challenging, what you're struggling with when it comes to dating. Number two, do the opposite of what your knee-jerk reaction is telling you to do. If your knee-jerk reaction is telling you to just hold on, he's changing, you're seeing some improvement, there's hope, you know, I can see us in the next 3 years, we'll be awesome, but right now just give him a chance to figure his life out and all of that. If that's your knee-jerk reaction, you do the opposite, which means let him go. Let him go, and quickly, okay? If that's your knee-jerk reaction. If your knee-jerk reaction is you're easily dismissive, you let everybody go, they do one thing wrong, and you just let them go. I had a client, Kim, who's getting ready to get married in January. She was getting ready to get married in January. And Kim, if you mess up one time, she's done, okay? But so for her, we had to do the opposite. I said, Kim, we have to have a legitimate reason why we're letting him go. Okay, a legitimate reason. So it ended up happening, you know, she couldn't get a legitimate reason, and now, you know, they're engaged. They got engaged at Christmas, and now they're getting married in January. So your knee-jerk reaction, whatever that is, usually you need to do the opposite. Okay. And the third thing, you have to decline everything that does not feel right. Your intuition, I cannot preach intuition enough. Every time I come on here, I'm going to talk about your intuition, because your intuition tells you, it gives you a nudge. Something is not quite right. So when that feeling you get when a man says, here, take my number, if that feeling should feel a little off. It should feel like, why didn't he ask me for my number? It's not that he couldn't, but why didn't he ask me for my number? So if you take his number and you call him, you did not obey your intuition. You didn't obey your intuition. So decline everything that doesn't feel right. When you have to ask a question about a relationship, when you have to ask a question, yes, should I give him another chance because this, that, and the other? Or do you think he loves me because this, that, and the other? Or, he said he wants to take me out, but he said he's got business meetings and this, that, and the other going on. I don't know if he's really interested in me. You've already answered your question. If you have to ask a question, you've answered your question. The answer is probably no. Excuse me. The answer is probably what your gut is trying to tell you. But sometimes we want what we want so much. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with today, because I could teach, and teach. But the last thing I'm going to leave you with today is never be in a place where you're hoping for a particular person to call you. You're hoping for him to show up. You're hoping for him to take you out. You're hoping for him to honor his word. Because when you're in that place of hoping always in a dating situation leads to a broken heart. Okay? Don't be in that situation where you're hoping, please let him call me. Please let him show up. Please let him be on time. That hope almost always ends up in a broken heart. And I'm going to tell you the two reasons why we feel like that. Because we feel like it's our only chance. And I really, really hope that you ladies, our enrollment is closing soon. Consider coming to the Make Me a Wife Club so I can shift and rewrite your paradigm around love and what's available. But we kind of think that we like a few things about him and we kind of feel like, oh my God, this may be my last chance. So that makes us lose our dignity when we feel like it's our last chance. It is never your last chance. God forbid, let me tell you ladies, I am addicted to the shoes 34. Y'all about to make me cry. You are so welcome. Lord, I'm a crybaby. But let me tell y'all something. I'm so serious about this dating stuff and finding love. My husband, I love that man with every bit of my fiber. Every bit of my fiber. But if anything was to happen to him, God forbid, or happen to our relationship, I always tell people I would probably cry for 90 days to 6 months. And then I would get myself up. I would dust myself off. And I would be right back out there dating again, looking for my next soulmate. That's right, your next soulmate. Because we tend to think that we only get one. In my lifetime, I've probably had 3 soulmates. 3. Okay, a soulmate just means someone who is there that's going to go the mile with you until you can't go any further. It doesn't mean till death do you part, okay? Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But what I'm saying to you is a lot of times we do that because we feel like it is our last chance, and it is never your last chance. With 1 billion singles, or however, I'll get a statistics for you guys, but all these single people, and I'm not talking about the ones incarcerated or the ones, who are, who are in the LGBTQ, T community and all of that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about for you. When you desire to be a wife, you desire to be in a committed, loving relationship, that desire is a divine desire. Because let me explain something to you. People who don't desire to have children, they don't have a desire to have children. Does that make sense? People who don't have a desire to have children or who don't want children don't have the desire. So desires is divine. So the fact that you have a desire to be a wife means that you're supposed to be a wife. But there's something in between your desire and you meeting your ideal person. There's something that's there. There's something that's happening. And like Esther had a mentor. She had a mentor, they call it a eunuch. He was a eunuch in the Bible. And that eunuch taught her how to be a queen. He taught her. She was a queen before the king made her a queen. The eunuch taught her how to be a queen. So when she went to her night of dating, her date night with the king, he found favor with her. And what I would love to do for all of you women, either divorced, you've never been married, you're getting close to your 40s, you're in your late 30s, you're in your 40s, you've never been married, you have a desire to have a soulmate, you have a desire to be loved deeply. I'm telling you, I've been going through hell these last couple of weeks. I'm telling you. And there is nothing like having your soulmate there, pushing you, praying for you, passionately making love to you. There's nothing like it. I don't care what y'all see on TV, what goes on in this celebrity cheating stuff. I don't care how many people's marriages break up. I don't care who can't stand each other. I'm talking about what I know for sure. When you learn the secrets of becoming a wife and you know how to select and lead with wisdom versus pain, that man will be so hungry and so thirsty for you that you pretty much really can't do the wrong thing to fuck it up, because he's going to want you and he's going to be devoted to you. He's going to state his intentions up front and he's going to follow it out. And if you are ready for that kind of love, if you're tired of going around the mulberry bush, as we say, going around and climbing up the rough side of the mountain when it comes to your heart, that I would love to extend an invitation for you to join the Make Me a Wife Club. And in the Make Me a Wife Club, immediately once you join, you get immediate access to a 6-week template or blueprint that gives the code to how to become a wife, how to be the creme de la creme that makes a man a good man. We talk about the high quality man. He may have played around, but when he gets you, when he finds you, there's something about you so powerful that he cannot say no, that he naturally wants to be devoted to you. So you'll get that. That's your first 6 weeks. Then after that, you'll get the Big Love Dating Boot Camp. All of that's in there for you. Not only do you get the 6-week blueprint and the Big Love Dating Boot Camp, but you also get a supportive network of sisters, a true sister wives, okay, of women who just like you, who are ready to become wives. And we're doing it together. We're doing it together. You'll have that support. You'll have that accountability. You'll have someone who's not jealous of you, that you can talk about your dating. Because what happens is, matter of fact, one of the girls, Ursula, I'm going to post her testimony. I told her she wasn't getting guys liking her. She was getting guys on the online platform just liking her pictures, but just nothing. It was just dry. And she did some mindset shifts, you know, going through her blueprint. She shows up for our monthly power hour. And I gave her some corrections for her profile. Sister girl got 23. I think she said, oh, I don't have my phone because the phone is recorded. 23 men wanting to date her. 23 in less than 24 hours. Like it wasn't even a whole 24 hours, 23 men. And she said, oh my God, this is overwhelming and a little exhausting replying back to all these guys. And she's getting so good now that when I put up a scenario, she understands where it's going before it happens. She knows when a man starts talking, where it's going. And that's what we do in the Make Me a Wife Club. I make you ready. So you'll have a sister network of accountability, and you will also have me. And so I would love to extend the opportunity. We're going to close enrollment soon because we are getting ready to take a trip. And I believe the trip is Paris. We're still working out the details, but the wives are going to be dating in Paris soon. So if you want the opportunity to expand your borders, expand your heart, and expand your wisdom, then I invite you to the Make Me a Wife Club and join us. And guess what? You hit all of that, all of this, the blueprints, the big love dating, the private network of the other sisters, me, for $27 a month. That's one meal. That is one meal. You know y'all like to eat. That's one meal and a drink. For $27 a month, you get to correct your bad dating habits. You get to know how you're showing up. You get to know how to be the creme de la creme of the top women that men, good men, will want to date. You get all of that in the Make Me a Wife, the club. So I'm inviting you there. And I'm also inviting you, if you have friends in New York City, if you are living anywhere near New York City and you want to see me live, you want to get this yumminess in person, you want to hug me in person, I'm in New York City November 1st. I want you to get your ticket. And actually this weekend, I'm going to do a special. So look out for the special. The special is going to be, you're going to get a chance to win a ticket. All you have to do is share and hashtag about Talk Date Love in New York City. Share and hashtag, and you have to, tag me so I know that you shared it, and hashtag. You just have to talk about it, share it to your friends that somebody lives in New Jersey, New York, that whole little area up in that area, New York City area. Tag them, let them know this girl is going to be in New York City. The Love Doyenne is coming and she's not playing. So listen, I am so happy that you guys all came on tonight. Do I have any questions? So Rome Wide, Soar High over on Instagram, she said, how do you recognize your soulmate? So that is the reason why you would want to be in the Make Me a Wife Club, because everybody's soulmate, let me say this, what your soul requires to have a mate is going to be different than someone else's. So in this blueprint that you will do in the Make Me a Wife Club, week 2 is how we teach you how to discover, how to recognize your particular soulmate. So that question is so big, but one of the things that's common among everybody who finds their soulmate is that they felt like they could be themselves. And number 2, they felt like they were at home. They felt like it was a sense of security and home. So those are like some of the obvious ways that you can identify your soulmate. But other than that, to really hone in on who your soulmate is, that's week 2 in the Make Me a Wife, the club. And how you can get in the Make Me a Wife Club, Well, good Lord, we had a lot of people tonight. Good Lord, we got Mignon, Roberta, we got Ronell and Cartina. Hey, Soro Cartina. Patricia Bell, Keisha Young. Hey, Keisha Young. There's Candace, my publicist. We got Tiffany Moore. We got Maddie Webb. We got Jerome Rome in the house. Hey, Jerome. So the Make Me a Wife, to access that is very simple. You just go to makemeawife.co. Makemeawife.co. Okay? So if you're serious, just imagine where you could be this time next year. If you are serious, then the Make Me a Wife is where you need to be. Makemeawife.co. I'm going to say it one more time. Makemeawife.co. And I want to see you at Talk Date Love. If you're anywhere near New York City, November 1st, go ahead and get your tickets. I want to see you there. And listen, until we meet or speak, hug yourself for me. I'm Nakisha Michelle, the Love Doyenne and certified matchmaker. I will see you soon. Bye. Mwah.